Something else. January. Wow. And then about a month later, that's in May. But this, no, I missed.
would like to add?
Mr. Chair, I would make a motion to move our public comment up to item number 2, moving our call to order to 1, and in our closed session to item number 3.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any other discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, show that the order has been moved. Okay, so this time. Okay, we're gonna open to the public comment. If there's anybody here that have any comment, come forward. You have 3 minutes. You do, okay. Welcome.
Well, hello. I'm Juanita Renke. I've been with Link for many, many years since I came back to the Valley from leaving after high school. And I'm so impressed with Link and the quality. I got to give a big kudos to Link Plus. One of the drivers, every day I'm doing multiple trips just to be a part of the community. And one driver the other day had a larger woman with an electric wheelchair, and I don't know how many of you have ever been in one of those vehicles. The seats come up so you can accommodate people with wheelchairs or walkers. And there was 2 women in the back. One had a walker that I boarded with a walker, and on the board, it's the little panel, it said, pick up another person with a walker. And I said, okay, Liz, how are you gonna get this one? She goes, because they're Link Plus, they make their decisions, they're not the fixed route. And so she decided to take the 3 women to the garden terrace safely. Get them off, there are other buses right there, Link Plus waiting. So I just really want to thank Link, and they're never, I think once they've been late and hardly ever break anything. So who's ever training these folks? I know it's a long procedure, maybe 3 months. So I've moved back here. I was up in Chelan where they did not have Link Plus. They do not have paratransit up there. The DART is not. So Link, I believe, contracts with the hospital. So that's all. I brought my friend Lindy here. She was lived in Chelan where we met. And now we're both down. She's on the 28th, and I'm not sure what route I'm on. But thank you.
Well, thank you. Is there any other comment? Other comments? This time we'll close the public comment session. And at this time, we will go into closed session. And it'll be for approximately 30 minutes.
It has to be with benefits.
Okay, 30 minutes.
Okay.
Is that one? I'm still 30 minutes.
So, we'll be back in the session at 3:34.
3:34 will be, yes, thank you.
Is John online?
Yes.
You can let we're going to close that.
Well,
Aaron. The motion to that.
Juanita, I'll get you one.
Thank you so much.
Oh.
So if someone tries to. Yeah, you shouldn't be.
Agnew's not here, so there's
Usually
2
not
people
a
left.
sweet person, but she did actually.
But we just like never see the guy.
2025 board meeting. Second item is the accounts payable vouchers for April the 1st from the 1st to the 30th, 2025. And the third item is the payroll vouchers from April the 1st through the 30th of 2025.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Any discussion,
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
question?
Yes, looking at page 17 of the packet, and it's actually going to be accounts payable disbursement list, which is actually one of 4. Looking at it's gonna be the 3rd, 6th, 8th item down, vendor 4556, which is City of Antioch. It shows a $7,252.95 payment, but it's listed under comments as board per diem. Looking up at the warrants, that actually is for the park and ride.
Yes.
And so I just wanted to make a note of that, might want to be changed.
Okay, thank you.
So
We got that, right?
right?
That correction?
The auditor might have a problem.
Yep, might have a little bit of a problem.
Yeah, we have another question?
Yeah,
Yes.
I have Paul Downs attending the last meeting and also listed as an absent excuse.
I will make that correction in the minutes. Thank you.
Paul is here.
I wasn't.
Any other discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? So that Jeff has passed. Okay, item number 5, I will now turn it over to Nick.
Okay, first off, I wanted to let everyone know, you might be aware of this, Rob Tidd has resigned from the East Wenatchee City Council. He did serve on Lake Transit Board from 2020 through 2025 and was chair of 2022. Rob was always very supportive of Lake and for our mission to provide the best public transit service possible in the 2-county area. I want to thank Rob for his participation on the Lake Transit Board and wish him the best. Taking his place will be Matthew Hepner. He was out of town for this board meeting. We did have a chance to take him on a tour of the facility, give him, let him walk him through the board agenda this time, take him through the tour of the new building, space, and it seems like he'll be a good board member. We welcome Matthew when he attends. He's supposed to try to attend this board meeting via Zoom, but like he didn't make it, so we'll see him next month.
Okay, is planned for the committee? Certainly.
Selena's gonna take, I have to, one other quick message, Ann Hesberg is not here today. Notice she had, some personal family issues she's taking care of. Selena's gonna take care of the strategic plan update.
So for the strategic plan, we are on track to our original timeline, and Transbro Group right now is interviewing key staff members to develop an overall framework for the plan. Their next steps, they're gonna start in June as some stakeholder engagement work with a plan to finalize the strategic plan in September. But they will be coming to the board to talk with all of you before that plan is finalized, before you're asked to approve it. Our next committee meeting is 5 p.m. June 9th via Zoom.
Any questions on the strategic plan? It's going well. I mean, really it is. I think we have a good product for this.
Okay. Lead recognition, we'll turn that over to Nick.
Hi, Lynn.
It's getting very tired.
This is like the song that goes on and on. Never end. Lynn, come on up here. So
I feel like, the little kid that has the birthday party at grandma's house and the birthday party at the other grandma's house. The birthday party at the uncle's house.
I know, but we like your birthday party.
Gaining some weight, Lloyd.
So we said a lot last month about, we did the
We did
proclamation, thank you.
We were there.
Yes, I was there.
scholarship.
And scholarship, and said a lot of nice things about it. And that could go on and on. Because for 34 years, there's all of us that have some great stories about this, but also all she's done for Link is she's pretty much hired everybody, this whole.
I don't think so.
Hasn't had a hand into it, and so many, and Lynn's so much more than just. The person that works here, she's her cheerleader, she's the person that greets you at the door, she's always has the big smile. And I saw Ruth today on the platform. Ruth is one of our operators. She's just turned 70 in December. She's gonna be 71 in December. She's gonna retire this year. And she says, I love coming to work because I love the people. This is where I get my energy from. And I thought, that is Lynn. We get energy from Lynn just because of her energy. I think she gets energy from being here, being around the people. It's something that I really miss. Having her around. We want to acknowledge her one more time in front of the board for being here for 34 years. The second employee ever hired in transit. And I don't think you could ever fill the shoes that she's in. Anyway, this is something for us. You can open it if you like.
You should open.
You should open it. It's not as good as the tan.
So I just had my birthday, so last week, these guys took me to dinner, it was a surprise, and then, then I had my birthday yesterday, and these guys took me for a glass of wine, and then today, it's just, it's seriously crazy. Ooh, and a gift card to Nicholas. Thank you very much. We have cool, link cards with our businesses.
Picture of all of us.
Oh, cool. Oh. Oh, no. It's a picture book with pictures of me. Oh, there's other people in there. Well, thank you very much. Oh.
I know, Tim runs.
I'll forget it later.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So there's statements from Ken Ham, our original GM, pretty employees that work here now, board members, yeah.
This was, with Selena, big pat on the back. She put this together for Lynn. And this embraces the last 34 years the best we could. And like, take a look at it. It's pretty cool to look at and to see where she's been. It's just,
Now I have a
plaque, but
I think I said, don't give me a plaque. Thank you very much. And it's been great to work with the board over all these years, many, many different places. We've been through so many different challenges and lived in lots of different localities. So it's really cool. I feel great about the folks that are going to take this place on from here. So thank you. Thank you. You done now?
Not quite.
maybe. Not quite. So, for anyone who'd like to join us on May 30th, Friday, we're having a little open house for Lynn at Operations Base. So you can't come all together. There's that. You can come and say your goodbyes if you'd like. Also tonight, you have an option. I'm giving you guys an option tonight. Justin can give you a half-hour presentation on our training review. Or we could just cut the meeting short and we're gonna have some snacks out here and we can swing.
That's a tough one.
Yeah. Okay, so you've all heard me talk about our new planning manager. It's time to introduce him. Don. So this is Don Billen, and I'm going to read a little bio from Don. Don brings 30 years of transportation planning experience to Link. During his 27 years at Sound Transit, he led the planning and development of multiple bus and rail projects. For the last 5 years of his time at Sound Transit, he also managed environmental planning, sustainability, service planning, and transit-oriented development. His wife, Luann, a hospice social worker, and he have 2 children, adult children, Hannah, school teacher in Bellevue, and Adam, a policy analyst in the other Washington, DC. We've got connections. Don's happy to be living in a smaller community that reminds him of his Midwest roots and offers easier access to the outdoors. He's looking forward to working with all of you to continue to improve the quality of life in this beautiful place. So we've met with a couple. We met with Aaron and Renee. We're gonna bring them around. When I meet with each one of you, we'll bring them around, and Don can talk a little bit about his experiences. He brings a lot of experiences that we don't really have in this agency at this point. And to the community, I think also, hope he'll be a good asset to all of us. As we move forward. Welcome, Don.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, okay. My report, okay. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to get out, talk to Andrew. Is about a month ago, we had an issue down at Columbia Station. Some kids were at the front doors of our guest services. Another group of kids in the car came out up here in Kittitas Street. They got out, kind of got a little pushing and shoving match. Broke up quickly, they dispersed. Last Wednesday, we had an incident on the platform where there was 3 individual guys sitting in the middle platform area on a bench. A car came up, parked down by Trailways, like 4 or 5 guys got out of that. They came up on the platform, confronted them, threw a few punches. A gun was dropped on the ground. It was picked up by one of the assailants, back in his pocket. One of our bystanders actually called the police. It was great timing. We had, I think, 9 or 11 police cars here within 3 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes. They arrested the 3 individuals that were on the platform. They identified the ones in the cars. We had great camera footage of everything, so we had all the videos that we needed. Since that, we just don't want that to escalate. There's been some issues, I think, in East Wenatchee where there's been some drive-bys and a few other things. I don't know if it's escalated or not, but we don't want it to happen here. We met with Edgar Reinfeldt, Wenatchee Police Chief, Friday. We talked to him about what they could do. They do not have the staff for us to hire local police officers currently down at our facility. He gave us the name of Seattle Finest, which Lynn's gotten in contact with. And we're seeing if we can get somebody here on the platform, an officer in uniform, fully dressed, from 10 to 6 in the afternoons, Monday through Friday. We'll probably scale back Pacific Security slightly and have a police officer presence. In the meantime, we asked Edgar if he would park a police car out front, which he did yesterday. I don't know if he did today or not. They're going to randomly do that so that it shows there's police presence here and it discourages. It's funny, as soon as a police car drives up, people just start dispersing. So we know this, we don't want this to become an issue. We're going to try to nip it about as quickly as we can, and we want the right people here so they can take care of it. We have a budget for Pacific Security. This may go over that. If it does, we'll let you know, but I think it's worth, we have to do this. It's something that's important, not only for the safety of our employees, but for our guests that we serve. Work plan, if you want to go to your work plan real quick here. Okay, so for May, actually going on right today is a legislative conference. And so that's why we are all here, not back east in DC. Triennial review, that actually got the dates, June 12th and 13th. They will be here on site at Operations Base. We have sent out everything to them at this point. I think they're asking for a couple other items. It's a quick 1.5 days. They get in and they get out. We'll give you the results after that June board meeting. Lynn's retirement, which we check, working on that. New planning manager, we got check, we got Don in, so accomplished something else. The marketing manager, we have the job description completed. We're going to start recruiting for that probably this month, Julie, right? Okay, smart. Complete the equity analysis that Julie's working on that. Labor negotiations, we just had that meeting, so we're in progress with that. Mobility Summit, that is tomorrow at IBIS. That's our mobility coordinators putting on the mobility summit, and she's gonna bring back a presentation next month for how that went. Columbia Station camera installation, it's a work in progress. Talk to Andy and Ron. They're gonna work with Ed about pulling some wires, finding out how to get the new cameras to the locations they need. State audit, that has been moved to June 9th. We actually got a date. We got the state, the triennial is at no cost. The state audits were roughly about 60 grand, so. Going up. Next page, so East Wenatchee Service, we're in the design and schedule phase, that'll be rolled out in October. Transit development plan, we're working on that, Don's gonna work on the current one, just to update the current one to get approved by the board in August, we'll submit to the state, so when we do the budget, we'll have the new strategic plan completed. Which is right below it, that's on track. Here, capital, bus garage, we all took a tour of that, that's moving right along. Washington State Patrol property, we're hoping to get out to bid this month, we're not gonna make it. Ed submitted all the documentation and plans to the State Patrol, which goes back to the Olympia. They are reviewing it and making sure that's everything they want, so hopefully we'll get that back. Ed, do you think maybe this month?
Oh,
After your vacation?
After my vacation.
It'll be next month. Okay. Yes, okay. Hay Canyon, we got that subdivided.
Yes.
So we can actually now get an appraisal on that top, a little bit, it's a little under 2 acres, 1.8.
1.832 or 23, can't remember.
So we'll get that appraisal on that. We do have a couple people interested already in it, but we'll have to put it up for sale. Manson, we all know the Pedoid Street and the port, that is, we've canceled that, so that's not in the works anymore. Leffler Field, that's just sitting there waiting. We'll see if the Manson Parks, how that works out in the future. Chelan, Lakeside Trail, I think they got that ironed out, so you're going out to bid now. I think you're out to bid, Aaron.
Yes, it went out to bid last week.
Yeah, 7th, I think it was, or something like that. Yeah. So our contribution is 213,000. That will be by the end of the summer. We did get our 9 ride vehicles in. I might got 8 in. We got 1 more left to get in. They have 7 wrapped, I want to say.
No, I have 6 wrapped.
6 wrapped. And if anyone was down at the Apple Blossom or saw the parade, that was one of our new wraps. It's apple blossoms and cherry blossoms on the bus. Really went over well. It's kind of pink flowers. It's really it looked really good. And then we're getting 2 wrapped in Leavenworth theme for their shuttle. And so we just talked about it today, getting the right vehicles for the new DART service, or the DART service that serves Chelan and Leavenworth. We're gonna do something like we did with the Waterville buses and the Mission Ridge buses. It'll be high floor diesel. They'll be able to put the miles on if they need to get up to those locations and serve that community during the weather and the winter months and everything else, and get the right vehicle to make that service possible. That is it on my work plan. So I want to go down, if you go to the hiring report, actually, could you just bring it up on the screen? So this is something that was asked by the board for Julie to put together back a few years ago about how we were doing in hiring. And we don't present it anymore. It's in the board packet. It's kind of a question, do you want to continue seeing this or not? We've had some great success. I think the hiring issue is kind of past us.
Single digit, it's nice to see that.
Yeah. We had for 5 coach operators that we hired here in the last couple of weeks, so we had 43 applicants. The accounting assistant, we had 24 applicants. Benefits coordinator, that was 161. We hired 1. Planning manager candidates, 12. Started May 12th, with 4 internal. 4 interviews, 3 external, 1 interview, 1 internal. Open positions, we have supervisor right now with 18 applicants, 4 external, the rest internal. And so this is, we, you know, one of our goals was to be a great employer in the valley, and I think we've met that or meeting that, getting closer. Our attrition rate has gone down, as you can see, 2018 was 8%, 22, 15, 20, 27, 22, and now it's dropped down to 9%. So it's been trending in the right direction. We have a bunch of new operators, that's true. So they're probably here to stay for a while, we hope. But it's trending in the right direction. We get a lot of people advertise or applying for our positions. So I just wanted to know if you'd like to continue to see this report, or if have we satisfied this requirement for a while.
I think if we see something that markedly changes, maybe bring it to the board's attention, but I mean, we're in, as far as attrition, we're back in the single digits, that's nice to see. And if we see something that the trend changes, I think the board would want to be interested, want to see that.
Yeah, we will definitely bring that to. Okay. Great. I think that was it. Oh, sorry. Always do this. So two things, one, to just kind of a shout out for Lucas Meeker. He's our outreach coordinator. He has been everywhere. He's been to Apple Blossom. He's been to Earth Day. I don't know Earth Day yet, not Earth Day. Where are all the events he was at recently?
Touch a Truck.
Touch a Truck.
Recently, birthday.
The slideshow that we had on there had, I don't have any pictures of him at different locations. He was just, and he's been out and about, and it's been had great success. And I wanted to just let everyone know that Selena applied for leadership APTA. So we're wishing her the best.
Second year in a row though, so you know,
That's all right.
second time's a charm.
Yeah, so we hope she gets in, that'd be a great experience. Great. All right, Lloyd, that's it for me. Thank you.
Okay. We're going in,
A couple action items.
50. Resolution 2025-11. The CDTC interlocal new agreement. I'm gonna go turn this back over to Nick.
Okay, this is just Schlandog's Transportation Council, the interlocal for us to be a part of that. It expired, it was 10 years, it was this year, and it's gone on. It's now renewable on an annual basis, or every 10 years, automatic renewal. And this gives the authority to the CDTC also to make small adjustments to the agreement as needed.
Entertain a motion.
I'll move to approve resolution 2025-11 for the CDTC.
Second.
Any discussion? Those in favor?
I thank you all. I'm sorry, I'm the chair next year. Thank you, Kevin.
Awkward. You're welcome. The gift that keeps giving.
That's right.
All right, at this time, I'd like to have Ed give a presentation on the vehicle surplus authorization of 11 vehicles.
So, it's coming up time again. We've just received a bunch of vehicles this year. And, 9 30-foot BYDs and the 4 F550s replacing some different vehicles. So we have to come to you to get a, board approval to surplus 11 vehicles at this time. 9 2019 low floors, 14 passenger cutaways from vehicles 513 to 521. And then 1 30-foot, 2005 lower floor Gillig, that got replaced by one of the diesel F550s. And then, one of the Ford Transits, vehicle 713, also has been replaced by an electric vehicle. The 2019 Champions all got replaced, and it's part of the grant for the 9 30-foot BYDs we just received, or are still receiving, the last one this week. These vehicles will be sold at auction. They'll also go up on Gov Deals if needed, but first off, we will put them out to the nonprofit program that we've done before. I will say that there's a couple of these vehicles that will probably go to the scrapyard. They both have transmissions that are just totaled out. The cost of replacing them is just not worth it. Plus they all have to be painted. So it's gonna be a little while before it happens, but we do paint over them white in-house at the shop. There's a small cost to that. We have one of our people do it. But that's what I have right now to get replaced. So replacements have happened.
So if I understand this right, then what we need to do is have a motion to allow this, to authorize the surplus of the 11 vehicles as reviewed by Ed. I would so move. Do we have a second?
Second.
There is a second. Any discussion?
Yes, discussion, please. I was contacted by a nonprofit in Leavenworth, Tierra Learning Center, that is just a mile and a half for 2 clicks outside of the service area, requesting help with transit for their residents up there and their day use personnel or friends up there use Tierra Learning Center. And I'd like to request that one of the better higher condition 14-passenger low floor vans could be donated to the Tierra Learning Center.
So,
Well, there's a process.
Yeah.
So I believe we've been in touch with them. We talk about them all the time because they were interested in the last go round. So I think Jessica's either been in touch with them, but we've got them on our radar, so I'll make sure Dawn will make sure that she's aware of that.
Great, thank you. I just wanted to mention that on the record.
we got it, that they're one of the many that are interested in what's left of what is here. They'll get all their applications in and everything will go through that process and that will be brought back to the board. At least that's what we did last time. It will be brought back to the board as to who we are actually awarding these vehicles to nonprofits.
Great, thank you.
Yep.
I'll continue.
This is the
lobby
first
for
step
that.
I need.
You want to explain, so Commissioner Smith, I think you weren't here 2 years ago when they adopted this new program to assist with nonprofits, so there is an application process that will happen. And then approval, so we can't kind of weigh in any nonprofit's favor through the application process, but once the staff makes a recommendation, it'll come to the board for approval.
Great, thank you.
Any other discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? We are surplus. Thank you. I appreciate it. Staff report. Peyton. Monthly financial report.
All right, so April 2025. Sales tax earned in the month of February 2025 was $1.7 million. This is under the budgeted amount by 11% or $222,000. Our year-to-date sales tax collection is $4 million and our budgeted amount was $3.7 million. So we're over the year-to-date budgeted amount by 9.3% or $343,000. Last year's year-to-date sales tax amount was 3.6 million, so we're over last year's sales tax collections by 12.1% or $436,000. So far, the budget year elapsed is 33% or 9.9 million, and the operating budget spent is 32% or 9.6 million. So we're currently under our budgeted amount by $287,000. For capital purchases in the month of April, we have ENIAC Park and Ride, $7,000 to RH2 Engineering, not Ford Premium, as pointed out. We have the bus garage project with RH2 and Rimmer and Rotor. We spent $66,000 with RH2, $1 million with Rimmer and Rotor, and another $44,000 with RH2. The Washington State Patrol Property Training Facility, RH2, $9,000, and Column Software, $150. A Canyon Park and Ride, we spent $5,000 with RH2 and $1,000 with East Central. Any questions?
Thank you, Peyton.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna add to that, just go down past the sales tax to the sales tax by category. And you know, Douglas County, we still didn't get the big data center draws this month.
Yeah,
So what's wrong, Mark?
I know, nobody likes a quitter.
But construction was overall was up again this month, but retail trade was way down. It's another one is information, which I'm not quite sure what that is. Sometimes I get the tax codes mixed up, so I don't know why that was such a big hit, but still on the right path. Okay, Gabby? Board reports? Thank you.
Okay, we kind of have a new look on the scorecards.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, no, I don't usually.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
The total system boardings. So another record month this year. If I'm not mistaken, at 123,484 boardings for the month of April. So that's 3.24% increase in April over just just the last month of March. And a year ago, from March 24 to April 2024, only went up 0.25%. So not only are we seeing that jump, but we're seeing, you know, yes, it rises from March to April typically, but also the jump is bigger than what we saw last year. We only saw 0.25% last year, and this time we saw 3.24%, just April over March. So that's actually an 8.76% increase this year in April over last year in April. So all very good things. Ending up on the correct side of the line. Does anybody have any questions about that or all good? Preventable collisions and incidents class 1 or higher, 0 again for the month of April. So just a shout out to our operators, our trainers, planning, safety, admin. So everybody, supervisors, everybody's doing a really great job. Dispatchers also, so. Total system complaints. So we had 10 for April, so just right at that goal again. 3 out of the 10 had to do with passing by somebody or failed to stop. Someone pushed a request to stop and we drove by their stop, or we passed by is that they're actually physically at the stop, bus drove right by them. We did have 3 regarding employee behavior. That this was surrounding the kneeling of the bus. So someone wanted the operator kneel the bus. Operators was like, oh, you need to ask, which is not entirely true. So that's what the complaint was about. That was valid. So one guest asked to was asked to board at the end of the line. So that was one of what the guest complaint was about. So the operator could have approached that a little differently. So he's been coached on how to do that a little bit better, but we do ask our guests to deboard at the end of that leg. So that the driver and the route have some recovery time, things of that nature. There were 4 of those 10 that were safe driving. That had to do with, one was a safe driving for pulling up to the curb or taking the lane. So everybody was fine and nobody was hurt, but the guest felt like the driver should pull to the curb. That is an operator discretion depending on the situation. The supervisor who investigated this one felt that that was valid, that they should have pulled to the curb and opted not to, so. And the other one was a merge from Okanagan onto Ferry Street. So that one, the person on the bus called it, the car that maybe we threaded the needle with, maybe didn't have as big of an issue, but the guest on board saw it, so they called it in, but I'm not sure that, I don't know how close it was, but the supervisor felt like that was valid. So yeah, so that's kind of the broad stroke of what the complaints are regarding. And I think they have all the complaints in there.
No, they don't have it in there.
Okay, the narratives of that, all right. Total system commendations, so this is a new one. I understand that was an ask of the board to know what our commendations look like. So we had 10 this month and 10 last month. of those 10, we had, Juan Carlos on Route 18. The guest was thankful for Juan Carlos for waiting for him to run over the Route 20, or to 23rd in East Wenatchee. There was a detour that weekend for Apple Blossom, bus was running a little bit late. And, our operator went ahead and waited, for this gentleman to get to where he could catch the bus. Daylon on the Route 21, always has a smile for everyone, and it's a nice way to start the day. His smile and kindness are appreciated. John G on the Route 7, the guest comment was complimenting Jim on how he handled a belligerent guest who was trying to board the bus with a lit cigarette. So the guest was very appreciative for his professionalism and also for not letting this guest who was getting a bit aggressive about it on the bus. Maya B, she's unbelievably kind and most amazing driver. Tanya B, Route 18. This was a Facebook post. She's incredibly kind and made us laugh, making light of the Apple Blossom traffic. If you saw that post, someone commented, they didn't name the operator for that one. She's incredibly kind. Someone else commented on that post and asked if that was Maya B, the one I just read before that. So that was kind of fun to see a compliment come through and then they're like, oh, is that Maya? And it's like, oh no, it was Tanya. That's a nice, that always feels good. And then there was one that was just Link Transit, excellent. So we appreciate that too, just overall. Total system cost per service hour. We are looking here for May, and I have to look up there for April. Okay, it was $146.96 cost per service hour for April. So that's on the right side of the line. We like to see that. I don't dig too deep as long as we're hitting the marker and it's not a solution. I don't need a solution to anything. We look good. Moving on. It's on the right side of the goal. Cost per boarding was again below the budgeted number at $20.09. So a little bit up from last month. We're spending some money on some things, construction and whatnot. Wenatchee, in East Wenatchee boardings by route. So Route 7 is has the most boardings this month at 10,377. Number 2 is the Route 2 at 9,128. And we did have a change for number 3. Last month was the 18 and this month is now the Route 11. And Route 11 came in at 7,834. Route 18 at 7,708. Let's see what happens next month. Get the word out. So overall, you know, boardings are up, just like the total boardings show. Everything is looking, you know, how we want it to look. These are my favorite. Intercity boardings by route. Route 22 was at 14,819. Route 21 at 14,023. The only two, well, of the 24 and the 28 were the only one, the regular routing, urban routing that we had, kind of dropped down below. The 122 also dropped some. Ski Link did, but that was expected. It's the last of the season, so. Yep.
Any questions?
Faster, somehow. I spoke more.
Thank you, Gary, for the report.
So please, stay, you know, have a little bite to eat and wish Lynn the best. To be around, I hope. Everyone reception, is food out there?
Yes.
Okay, food is out there. What's that?
Yeah.
No, yeah, no, Lynn, you gotta stay,
What?
so, you gotta stay.
Oh.
No. The meeting's adjourned. Okay. Make this. Thank you, guys.